Mom didn't pay parent loan for 15 years. I graduated college in 2009 with my own share of debt. Apparently my mom has a Department of Education loan balance of $198,000 that is higher than the entire cost of tuition. I was not aware of this until I helped my mom check her credit report. My guess is she had a parent loan that she never paid and the compounding interest buried her. My mom is an immigrant first generation from Europe. She is a caretaker for some old lady to make some extra income. This is a huge debt. I want to help her, but I have no idea where to start. Is there any way to negotiate to get over a decade of interest forgiven and get on a payment plan? I'm at a total loss of how to deal with this. She doesn't use the internet, and I figured I would ask all of you finance-savvy people for help. Whatever you do, do not try to save this by putting anything in your name unless you are capable of paying this balance. Have her do all of the negotiations and payments. Even if you're the one giving her the money. How is this debt impacting her? You might be better off helping her in other ways. By co-signing smaller other loans. If it's about a wrecked credit score. First question: other than you discovering this debt by running a credit report, has it caused any issues for your mom? Did you run the credit check because she needs a loan for some reason? I don't know if this is great financial advice or not. But if your mom has made it through the past 14 years without making a single payment on this balance, I'd say it's probably good to be cautious about stirring things up. I would never ever touch this debt. Literally never pay a penny on it. If you need to help her by putting assets in your name for her or co-signing something new, okay, but literally never look at this debt again. Don't call, don't contact, or you will wake this thing up. Let it go. If she doesn't have assets or income to come after, it won't affect her. You'll be better of helping her with other money. How old is she? If she is a senior, she might qualify for forgiveness. My mother had 6 figs totally wiped out from her Parent Plus loan as she was elderly and incapable of payment. At this point, why even attempt to pay it? If she doesn't have any significant income or assets, I'd continue ignoring it like she has been for the last 15 years. There's a lot of good advice and commentary here already. So I just want to say props to your mom for being a caregiver. That shit is hard work, and they really should be getting paid more in general, like through a government subsidy if she's a free agent, or higher wages if she's employed with an agency. Depending on the state, she might actually qualify for some income assistance from the state itself as a caregiver. Especially if she's employed directly by her patient. Put the brakes on thinking about paying any of this. This is not your debt. I know you want to help your mother. But from the sounds of it, she's very low income, and paying a loan isn't the way to help her. Making sure her living expenses are covered is the better help. And making sure you're able to do that as she gets over is more important. She is in all likelihood garnish JU dement proof. And they can't do anything about her defaulted loan. Does she live with you? How old is she? If it's a private loan and hasn't had any money paid on it, look up your state policy on discharging the debt. Do not make a payment on it until you know your rights. For most private debt, they can't collect on it after X years if no payment has been made on it at all. For the credit report, if the debt isn't valid, see above, request it be removed as it is old and non-valid debt. Do not call and check on the debt. Do not make it active again. If your family has wealth, property, make sure these items get transferred to other family members. Most likely they will write off her debt or try and collect from estate upon death. So make a plan and go in this direction. I've known other people we debt goes away after so many years. This sucks so much. But it's been 15 years. And it hasn't hurt her so far. So don't start throwing money at it. I agree with talking to someone with legal aid. She will not qualify for income-based repayment because the loans are in default from non-payment. Does it matter? If it's been 15 years and nobody cares, why do you? Did she attend college? Or did she take a loan to pay your college? Have you actually verified if the debt is hers? Biden is promising to pass something that will make old federal student loans drop off after 20 or so years. So don't do anything that will change the age of the original loan. Do you know if it's a federal loan? How old is she? My mom Parent Plus loan was just discharged. She's over 70 and have been in default on it for over 5 years. Looking into discharge rules for student loans. Stuff like this is why student loans shouldn't be like traditional loans with compounding interest. This is absolutely nuts. I'm so sorry for your mom. There's a lot of good advice in the comments here. I personally like the idea of just your mom making those minimum payments and letting the balance be forgiven after 25 years. If it's the Department of Ed, have her apply for an income-driven repayment plan. That will reduce interest in the payment and increase the likelihood that they are forgiven with time. With loans that high, even if she has a good salary, she will probably still be eligible for IDR. There may also be the option to shorten the repayment term, which would allow her to qualify for IDR if she might not otherwise. This was a thing historically, but may be outdated. Either way, it's worth looking into. How in the world did you not know about this loan? How did you think your college was paid for? If she doesn't have assets, just have her declare bankruptcy, and if it doesn't get discharged there, then ignore it. You'll just need to provide for her needs going forward. Do not hinder anyone in your family, yourself included, ability to attain long-term financial security in service of this debt. Might be better to just ignore it. Sounds like your mom might be working on a cash-only basis for some old lady and not reporting taxes. She's essentially found a way to operate in the shadows, as many people do when they move from less free countries. Does she actually need credit? Do we know anything about mom's financial situation? How is she paying her mortgage, food, and monthly bills? How much does she have saved? What is her transportation situation? You should research the lender to make sure it wasn't one that authorities ever sanctioned for any reason or wasn't successfully challenged for its lending practices. Make sure she doesn't have a way out or a way to reduce the balance because of that. What is a parent loan? I think my friend's mom has one. She pays the minimum payments and has a heart condition. They've discussed their plan that it remains in her name, and based on their research, it's gone when the mom passes away. Though I've wondered if they could collect from the IRA or other assets after passing. What was the original loan amount? The student loan debt collectors will demand full well that won't happen. But NTHEY will send a letter like that out. Then they will just garnish 15 or 25 of your mom's monthly retirement income pensions and or Social Security retirement checks. The debt will never be paid and the garnishment won't even cover interest. But DOE does not care. They are looking for lifelong payments. When the person who owes dies, then that's it. Maybe she can qualify for student loan forgiveness program if she's employed in a non-profit organization, since it sounds like the loan is federal based. What's her primary job? I would definitely look up on the DOE website for more info. If these are federal loans and not private loans, the first thing is to go to the GAGSA site and show how you can sort those loans out for an income-based repayment plan.